Okay, so when we left off, we just closed stata and saved our log file, and we'd saved our data file as well. So let's go out there and take a quick look at them at the on our H drive. And so we should have project 3 out here. We should have our initial stata file. We should have version 302, which we saved out there, that has the predicted probabilities in it. This is the stata log, the .smcl, and then this is project 3 log, and it's a text document. We need to work with this one first. So I'm done pretty much with done with the Microsoft Remote Desktop. So let's go ahead and quit that one. And I'm going to go over here, and on my main desktop I've got my H drive and everything else. I'm going to go open a Microsoft Word file. I'm going to open up a new document, and I'm going to go looking for it. So I'm going to go to the desktop. On my desktop I got a lot of different things, but I've got this H drive installed, and H drive should have project 3, and one of the things in project 3 is this text file. So let's click on that, and let's click open and let it run and import. Okay, good. So that is all completely done. Let's go all the way down to the bottom, and we'll see where we did the predicted number of events. And so one thing to be sure, I'll catch myself talking about predicted probabilities. Predicted probabilities are what we use with Logit. These are actually predicted number of events. So when you see this, because we have such rare events, it seems really small, but the actual predicted event is 0.01 here for the 3 standard deviations. So it's always number of events. It's not probabilities like what we would do in Logit. But in either event, we have all of this information there. It looks good to me. So I'm going to print this off. I'm going to go File, Print. And you know what? I need to add a printer. I wonder if I can do it really quick. I sure can. Okay, and I am going to, good. I'm gonna print that, it's gonna run, we're all gonna be happy, and life is good. And so what we'll need from this particular file, we're going to fill out a table for the negative binomial regression, which was right about here, right? Or actually that's a 0 inflated. We're gonna do one for the negative binomial. This is the negative binomial results. And then we're gonna do another column for the 0 inflated. But we'll do the 0 inflated with robust standard errors. So let's make sure that we do the last one where we have those kind of borderline significant values. We'll do this one for our final results. Okay, good. That's printed. That's part of this information that you'll need in order to complete your tables for the assignment. Let's go and I want to do one predicted probability plot. And to do that, we need to have SPSS, because I think it's just so much easier working with SPSS. And so I'm going to go ahead and File, Open, and I'm going to go get that data that we just had. I'm going to look for the desktop, and out there I should have something like an H drive. Let me see if I can find it. Desktop, maybe not. Desktop. Oh, I forgot about this step. So here, cancel. One thing I have to do in order to get it into stata is I've got to copy this thing and paste it over. So let me select on the last version. I'm going to copy it. Then I'm going to go to my desktop, and then I'm going to paste the item. So what it does is it takes it here and puts it over here. And it's going to run and make sure that it goes from there. For whatever reason, Word works really well with the H drive, and SPSS does not. So we actually had to paste it to the desktop here. So let's go try it again. We'll go to File, Open, and we'll do Data. I'm going to go to up to my desktop, and on here I should have something that says, let me look for my .dta file. If I click it over to stata, then it finds it on the desktop, this BI incident version 302. So when I run, it'll import it, and it'll look just like everything else. Open this a little bit. Actually, I don't want to go that big. One thing I like to do here, it's harder to do with Stata, but I'm going to change these fonts up to something big, like 18, like I've been doing before. Okay. So if we look here, all the way out on this right column, right, we have the predicted number of events, and we have that action deal. Okay. So we're going to use, let's sort descending, and you'll see. So the one with the most predicted was this 0.11, 0.97. Again, these are overly rare events. So if you have something that is much more variance in the sample, that isn't over dispersed like this particular database is, then you'll have much larger number of events predicted. But for ours, they're relatively small. One thing I want to do here is I need to create a categorical variable. But before that I do that, I'm going to create an ID. Remember when we did this ID over here, we sorted the predicted probability from lowest to smallest, from smallest to largest, and then we just simply did that ID value. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create one, but it's going to be the opposite. So I'm going to sort descending, right? And I'm going to go and transform. I'm going to compute a variable. I'm going to call this ID2. ID2 is going to be equal to, I'm just going to click all in the function group, and I'm going to put case number and click OK, and that should run. And so out here what I did is I sorted it by the predicted number of events from largest to smallest, and then I created an ID or an observation sequence for that value. So we go from 0.11 all the way down to the bottom of this, which is essentially a 0, and it's 2,653. We're going to use that in a plot in just another minute. The other thing that we're going to do, you remember when we did this action category for the predicted plot with the logit? I'm going to create another categorical variable, but I'm going to do this one. I'm going to look at 3 categories. I'm going to create one with no injuries, one with 1 injury, and one with greater than 1 injury. To do this, I can go back and I can simply compute a variable that's and recode it pretty simply. So what I'll do is I'll say, I'm going to call this one injury category, injury cat. That's what we'll call it. I'm going to go down here and I'm going to say, I'm going to make it equal to firefighter injury. Click OK. Right, so injury cat out of here is going to have one of these, and so we're going to have 0 for most of them, and then it's going to have 1s, and then for the 2s. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to recode. I'm going to recode these for specific sets. So I'm going to transform compute variable. I'm going to say injury cat equals 2. And then I'm going to say if firefighter injury is greater than 1. Okay. So I'm going to make injury cat, that variable I just did, equal to 2 if firefighter injury is greater than 1. Click OK. Change existing variable, yes. Okay, so what it did is, let me sort this. We can go quickly check this if we like. So we can go down, let's go to firefighter injury. I'm just going to select that. I'm going to pull it all the way down to the bottom. And then I'm going to compare it. So let's sort descending. So see all these there was 12 injuries on that one, there was 7, but now they're going to be just in that category for 2. And then down here we get to 1s, and so it's going to collapse those few into 2s. Okay. Good. Now to make this work, I'm going to do a couple things here. First thing, I'm going to add in a couple values here because this will make it easier. So 0, I'm going to make that no injury. Add. I'm going to do the value 1. I'm going to say 1 injury. And then for value 2, I'm going to do greater than 1 injury. Add. Let's say fire. Firefighter injury, and that's what I'm going to do there. For ID 2, I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to make that 0. I'm going to make this 0. That'll help whenever we get ready to run the plot. I'm going to call this what's called observation sequence. I'll probably change that once I get it in the actual variable, or actually in the plot. Okay, so I've got two things that I needed. I have this categorical variable, injury cat. I've got this ID sequence that I want to do. And the last thing that I need to do is I need to sort ascending by injury category, because the way that the plot goes has to be sorted by the category. I'm going to do a panel effect here. Okay, so we've created this ID, we've created this injury, we've created this one here, and we should be good.